Alright. So, tomorrow, we're expecting our very first teaser trailer for the upcoming Mario movie at the Nintendo Direct. And ahead of that, we've got a new poster and the first leaked look at the front of Mario's face as part of a McDonald's promotion. So, I guess presumably we'll be getting McDonald's toys. The floodgates have opened for this now. We're gonna get a lot more Mario material after how elusive this movie has been the past year.
Halt, human! Before you may proceed with the video, you need to be scanned to see if you have subscribed to the channel or not. If you wish to survive, subscribe to the channel now. Beep boop scan successful. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. But remember, all of this content is made possible thanks to the great patrons, and if you would like to become one, you can hit the link in the description below to help Pop Overlord out. Enjoy the video.
Now, I haven't done any videos on the Mario movie thus far. If you regularly tune into the Sunset City podcast, you'll have some idea of how I feel about it, but for those of you that don't want to sink the time in for that, I will bring you up to speed. I don't expect that this film is going to be for me. Now, here's the thing. I'm definitely not like a Mario fan to the extent that I'm a fan of, say, Sonic the Hedgehog. Even if from what I've played, the games are definitely of a higher and more consistent quality. At the same time, though, I definitely like Mario. I think I would call myself a fan of Mario based on what I have played. That being Super Mario Odyssey, which is an absolute masterpiece. That was the first one that I played. Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. And then I don't know if this counts, but Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympic Games. And out of all of these, I can't think of a single one that I didn't enjoy. Okay, Super Mario 64 shows its age in areas, but it's a piece of video game history. But there are 3 reasons as to why I would be trepidatious about this film, but the real thing is, I'm not that concerned about it. Like, by no means is Mario gonna live and die by this movie. Reason number 1, the film is produced by Illumination Entertainment, which I consider to be one of the most frustrating companies in animation, as it feels like Illumination Entertainment as a studio, their entire brand is, we make films that are just wholly acceptable and aim absolutely no higher. And I'm not even mad about it. Like, there was a time when I'd be like, Minions, lowest common denominator filth. But these films are made for kids, and they bring in the big bucks, and the kids love them. And like, what's the point of making a kids movie if the kid's not gonna love them, you know? I can't be mad, it's a business model that works, and they are pretty transparent about being a business first and foremost, and I can't be mad about it. I think it's a slippery slope though, when like it looks like other production companies might try and ape the Illumination Entertainment formula, because it does send a message out to the rest of the industry saying, hey, minimal effort in like the writing and ideas department can totally work as long as you market it well. But they've been around for a bit and it hasn't spelled the end for the animation industry, so hey. But their involvement with this project is entirely why I cannot see this film being anything above a 6 out of 10. I'm sure it's gonna be just a-okay. The people that need to like it will like it. The thing is though, allegedly Nintendo have a bit more power over the production of this film than I'm probably giving credit for, so like they're not gonna let Illumination Entertainment ruin it, and I don't think ruining it is going to really be an issue. I fully predict that the film will be perfectly respectful to its source material. I just don't expect that the film is going to be that great. And like, we have had video game movies like that where they have been completely respectful of the source material, but they just haven't been very good. Like the Ratchet and Clank movie, for example. Probably one of the most faithful video game movie adaptations ever made. But who talks about it, you know? It's just a footnote in Ratchet and Clank's history. The movie's tie-in video game is way more noteworthy. Also, sorry, slight detour. I just recently finished Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and wow, what a game. That's a fantastic game. I absolutely loved that. It's probably the best demonstration of what the current generation of consoles have to offer, but it's just a super exciting game. Be sure to play that. You guys want me to do any videos on Ratchet and Clank? I kind of want to go back and play the ones I haven't played before. The only Ratchet games I've played are Ratchet and Clank 2015 and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So if you guys want me to check out the others, they're on PlayStation Pre. Anyway, enough about Ratchet and Clank though. Like that's enough about that. You didn't come for Ratchet and Clank. You came for Mario. Reason number 2 of why I'm trepidatious about this project is, personally, I don't think Mario necessarily translates to other mediums as well as, say, his buddy Sonic the Hedgehog. As far as I know, Mario is not exactly known for its compelling cast of characters or stories. Like with Mario, everything was very much built around game mechanics, and he's a game character. Like things like story and character are pretty secondary. It's all about just delivering a high quality gaming experience, which a film can't do. So I feel like the approach needs to be making a high quality viewing experience that's appropriate for kids. Like, take what makes the games so good and adapt it for the filmic medium. But that's a big task, that's a big undertaking. And do I for 1 second think that Illumination Entertainment are the company to mine more substance out of this franchise for the filmic medium? Hell nah. If it's all the same though, Mario, even in the games, and partly because of how it's built around game mechanics, it does have a very distinct sense of world building. Like the Mario world, like the Mushroom Kingdom, all of that. There's nothing quite like it. So I think if they really take the time to explore this world, like they could still have something very distinctive, something very unique, something that can really capture the kiddos' imaginations, you know? Say positive spin on that, you know? Like there's a chance, you know, they could make this work. And then reason number 3 for why I'm trepidatious. The cast. Now, it's not like these casting decisions are necessarily terrible, and the fact that Charles Martinet is actually a part of the cast is pretty sweet. I mean, it's not like, you know, Roger Craig Smith was a part of the Sonic movie, or like they had any legacy voice actors there, with the exception of course, Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails. But the fact is, this movie has included Charles Martinet, who is a legacy player. He is the voice of Mario. Not in the film, though. Maybe in the film. Maybe for like a scene or two in the film, or something along those lines. But the main voice of Mario, his main speaking voice, will be Chris Pratt. Now, I don't hate Chris Pratt. I think the overblown hatred for Chris Pratt is just honestly corny. I don't have any strong feelings towards him, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about him in this role. He's very distinct, and I gotta be in the mood for him, you know? And I fear they're gonna do the whole thing of, whoa, you expect Mario to sound like, it's me, Mario. But then he comes out and he's just like, yo, I'm Mario, what's up, dude? And then we're all supposed to be like, that totally subverted my expectations. Wow, ooh. It's like the whole Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers thing, although I must admit, they made that work. I get the feeling that what's probably going to happen is that they're going to have Chris Pratt as the speaking voice of Mario, and then Charles Martinet will do the whole woohoo stuff whenever he has to do like a grunt or something. It will come out like that. So it's almost like his speaking voice is just Chris Pratt, but then anytime he has to be like wahoo, is, you know, it's going to be Charles Martinet. That's my prediction. I could be surprised though. I'll say this though, it doesn't surprise me for a second that they opted to give Mario a different speaking voice. We don't really hear Mario speak much in the games, apart from his little woohoo, mamma mia, you know? Like, and would you really want that for an entire movie? It's like the Rescue Rangers situation as well. Like, you don't want to listen to that voice for an entire movie. If the character is going to have a massively expanded speaking role, you gotta dial it back a little bit to make it tolerable. Now, I don't know if Chris Pratt is the ideal answer here. I totally would have gone for, I don't know, Robert De Niro or something. But then, like, as for the rest, like Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, and particularly Jack Black as Bowser. Okay, that's kind of cool. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. He better be screaming. I want to hear him screaming at the top of his lungs. Like, listen, that's one character where it's like he can have the most expanded role in the world. I want him to be screaming. Toad screams. I need him to be screaming. In reference to Sonic, because I know the majority of us here are Sonic fans, here's how I think it's going to compare. I think the film will gross over $1 billion. I think it's going to blow the Sonic movies, both of them, out of the water as far as box office goes. I think the Sonic movies will be better, especially the second one. I think, you know, you'll be getting a better movie out of Sonic, but the Mario movie will just be marketed really well. It's going to be a massive hit. It's Illumination at the end of the day, and they market things well. There are a few things that could potentially spell doom for this movie as well, though. Like, of course, like Nintendo have opened up Nintendo Pictures. They've started their own production company. This film's been delayed some as well, and it's like, you know, a company that's happy with what Illumination are doing, are they really going to start their own production company? Surely they would just stick with Illumination Entertainment, right? Let's talk about the official poster now anyways. We talked enough about, like, the catch-up. 9 minutes of me saying my opinions on old news effectively. Let's look at the poster, and a lot of people have said this looks like a poster for the Nintendo Land at Universal Studios, and I completely agree, but in many ways that is a testament to the fidelity of this image here, because wowee, like, this is not something you'd find on a Nintendo Switch. It's like, what if Mario games came out on the PlayStation 5? Well, they'd probably look a little something like this. This is the highest fidelity Mario and his buds have ever looked. This is the highest fidelity the Mushroom Kingdom has ever looked, and I gotta say, it looks pretty gorgeous. Like, as I said, if they commit to the unique world building of Mario in this film, like, they can swing it, they can make this work. And yeah, like, there's a lot of character in this image already. And what I am happy to see is that they've been faithful to the source material. Like, this does look like the Mushroom Kingdom. They have got the Mario art style down. It's obviously in much more of a textured, high fidelity way than it usually is. It's not like the sort of the plasticky look that the Mario games have, but it still completely resembles everything we are familiar with here. There's got to be like an abundance of references in this picture that I'm sure someone that is more experienced in the Mario games and the Mario mythology could point out. I, for one, only really recognize the castle and obviously like the toads and the mushrooms and everything like that. That's the stuff that I recognize. But like the big focus is Mario looking over the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's like, it's kind of a juxtaposition as well, because like the Sonic movies, they're, you know, it's Sonic in the real world. It's Sonic and his buds come to Earth, and it's very much marketed that way as well. And while we have seen things in the film such as the little appearance of Green Hill Zone in Sonic 1 and also like the Labyrinth Zone in Sonic 2, they lead the charge with the characters. Whereas here, they are leading with that world building, which is only smart. It's the best decision they can make because Mario's world is so distinctive. Like, Sonic's world is distinctive as well, but Mario has to have the most distinctive world in video gaming, maybe one of the most distinctive worlds in fiction altogether, because you look at this and it could only be one thing. This could only be Mario. But now let's talk a little about the character designs that we see here as well. We can see Mario, but we can also see all the toads, and like, it all looks very faithful. Like, this, again, it just looks like what we've seen in the games, but now sort of scaled up to look more realistic. And yeah, the toads, they look really sweet. Like, I'm glad they kept their very cartoony features. They haven't tried to realize them too much. They haven't made them overly grounded, but just like, it's interesting seeing like toads with the light hitting them this way in such a like a sort of a photorealistic way, you know. This looks like it could be in Nintendo Land, except like these are the best mascot costumes you've ever seen, and they're being worn by actual dwarves. Then we have Mario himself here, and they've got rid of his little curlies on the back of his head, or they're there, but they've toned them down quite drastically. But as we can see here, Mario's, like, his whole outfit, they've got like the cloth simulation thing going on. You can see the stitching in his hat. You can see where the fabric is bobbling. It's wow, like, you know, like when you're getting a movie Mario. This is very much a Hollywood Mario. It's realistic. It's grounded, you know. But he's still got that Mario shape, that Mario appearance. He's still got those Mario proportions as well. Yeah, he's, you know, I could buy that this is Warwick Davis in a Mario costume. That's not offensive, is it? Is that offensive? Ah, man, I'm gonna leave it in anyway. I'll just make a really good apology video if this is offensive. I won't know it's offensive until I've offended someone, okay? So, dwarves of YouTube, please do speak up. On a whole though, yeah, this poster does everything it needs to do. It's like the smartest way of leading the marketing for a Mario movie. And you know, Illumination Entertainment, they are very smart with their marketing, so are Nintendo. Like, these two together should be kind of a powerhouse when it comes to marketing. We'll just have to see about the quality. But here's something you weren't supposed to see. Mario from the front as part of a McDonald's promotion. And yeah, so there are some small departures from his classic design. You know, like, for example, yeah, his overalls, very photorealistic. Those bright yellow buttons are now more bronze look. They've got the kind of the button-up shirt thing going on here, which is kind of funny to me. I don't know why. And then, like, Mario's face as well. Quite different. In, like, okay, it's immediately recognizable as Mario, but I swear they've, like, widened up his face. Not sure how I feel about that. Like, something just looks slightly off here. And it could just be, like, the width of his head. He's kind of got a Stewie Griffin thing going on here. Like, obviously not like that, but, like, you know, still, like, it's like they've made his eyes smaller or something. Like, something about his proportions, face-wise, ever so slightly off, but it might look better in the film. Like, that is something that can happen, is those initial reveal images. Maybe they don't just, you know, we're not used to it yet, you know, you gotta kind of see it in motion from all the different angles and maybe it'll click. But, like, again, this is kind of how Mario would look on, like, a PS5 game, you know? The thing is, even if, like, it's just kind of, like, I'm used to Mario looking kind of plasticky, so, like, even if it's a little strange seeing the most organic-looking Mario we've ever had, that's more just kind of, we're gonna have to get used to it, you know? This is not a Sonic movie situation where we got our first look at movie Sonic and it was like, ugh, that's, you know, that ain't quite right. This is immediately recognizable as Mario. Everything you like about Mario's character design is here. Like, you know, they've got it right. They've done it right. This is Mario done right. Is it perfect? Again, like I've said, I'm not sure about the facial proportions, but again, that's uncertainty, you know? I'm sure we'll get a better look tomorrow, right? When we get the trailer. Can you imagine if we get the trailer and they don't show Mario? That'd be weird. That'd be ridiculous. Why would you do that? But for now, yeah, it looks promising, and as I said, whether or not this movie is for me, I think they are going to do Mario justice. I don't think we're getting anything that betrays the Mario brand or just ruins it or anything like that. I think Illumination Entertainment will be completely respectful of it, but I don't think the movie's going to be that good, you know? I think it's going to be completely fine for its target demographic. I think kids are going to love it, parents will enjoy it too. I'll probably watch it and be like, hey, that's kind of good, you know? But I'll be like, man, you still could have aimed higher. At the end of the day, my feelings towards a Mario movie will be nowhere near my feelings towards a Sonic movie, because Sonic is a character that was built for multimedia. Like, movies were just on the cards from the get-go. The character was designed with TV shows and movies and such in mind. Like, this is a character that's been in multiple TV shows, 2 cinematic release movies, 1 straight-to-video movie, he's been in countless comics, and that's just scratching the surface, you know? Whereas Mario hasn't really prided himself on that anywhere near to the extent that Sonic has. Not only that, but, like, Mario doesn't have much to prove, you know? Like, he's already got one of the best reputations in all of video gaming. Sonic, on the other hand, he had more to prove, and I think the films have taken the biggest steps in finally putting a stop to the Sonic stigma and winning back goodwill for this franchise. And I know a lot of Sonic fans are going to be rolling their eyes and saying there's been plenty of good Sonic games since Sonic 06, but at the end of the day, we're talking about public perceptions. We're talking about people that are beyond the fandom, you know? A Sonic movie was always going to have more to prove than a Mario movie. So I think even if this Mario movie aims low, even if it's not very good, it'll do fine. It'll do completely fine. Whether or not it's a really great film, it'll be a crowd pleaser. So the next time you see me, I'll do a video on the Mario movie trailer and we'll talk about that. So provided I'm not doing anything else tomorrow, I guess I'll see you tomorrow when we talk about the Mario movie trailer. Alright then, I guess I'll go home completely unscathed and not at all eaten by a skeleton. I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats. No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the amazing Adam Myers, the courageous Ken K, the legendary Ray Ray, the magnificent Mr. SP, and the super Sergio. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for the day. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.
Look!